joining halfway through a conversation. But um, yeah, so obviously, I think we spoke about this. It might be Euro award we were speaking about actually, but obviously, this orange line structure here is what I've got for 15-minute. Turn the color up so everyone else can see it. Um,
Yeah.
as you say, obviously it's trending downwards on the 15, and then it just pips above it, the orange line from this high here. Hopefully, it's a good enough break to the upside. I'm not.
Yeah,
If you
I'm not
if it
hugely
want if
convinced
it
on
want
it.
for the if it want for the trend line, I'd be a bit like iffy, you know. But for the 415 one, I used to do bodies anyway, so let's check the bodies.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't do the boys.
so yeah, it's weird because I don't anymore. Um, yeah, see, bodies hasn't, but like obviously when I first started doing 415 one anyway, it was always a work in progress thing. So yeah, I'm away from bodies now anyway, because I think although it's a good confirmation if it's the body, it's like once price.
Why is it a good why is it a good confirmation though?
Um,
Like I, I just you know because you can drop down time frames there and you will find a body
yeah.
close. You'll
Well,
find
this
a
this
body
is
close in
why
a
I've
five, you'll find a body close in a one.
yeah
Yeah, I just don't buy it, but
no
maybe it's
yeah
just
no
I don't understand it.
yeah. So I think that's why I've moved away from it because like it was just a case of prices. If prices passed beyond it, like, it's a sign of weakness anyway. So yeah, I don't use bodies anymore, but I did. But I used to think that a body close above, I used to think it was a good indication or a good confirmation because it pretty much sort of showed that price stayed above the break line for a period of time, which showed intention as well, possibly.
Yeah, I can get that.
Um, yeah, but I'm not so much about it these days. I used to. It was only like a general rule, you know. It want a set in stone body above if it was just one that I always felt a bit more comfortable with if it was a body closed. But
Well, to be honest with this, yeah, it's body close or not, it isn't really a convincing break of structure on the 15.
no, no,
That's why I'm just iffy about it.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
I do think there's decent enough targets down below two.
yeah, yeah.
Difficult to say. I probably will take a trade on it.
Oh, absolutely, mate. Yeah, yeah. Didn't realise that was there. Yeah, it's. I mean, but that's all we could ever do, mate. Is just if someone shows its hand, like the only thing we can do is take it and find out, you know. And obviously that's it's part of the strategy is to, or it should be, is to take everyone that appears and because obviously if you're only taking some and not others, then your strategy is not true to what you would sort of test, sort of thing. So, but that's why I always say like, even if you take it, don't take it, miss it, as long as you sort of if you eventually back test it, it should actually make it to your journal if it meets all of your rules because
Yeah,
that then gives
yeah.
you a true representation of your strategy, and then obviously with all the numbers and the things that you would work out from that, you would then find out if the strategy's profitable. Then as long as you can
I'm
follow
just
that,
gonna
yeah,
I'm gonna throw in my 1 minute points of interest just into the chat so the guys can see what I'm looking for. Um, and you know what? With this strategy, I've just started to change up. Well,
yeah,
for everything, my points of interest, I've started just to mark them where what time frame I've seen them on. You know,
yeah,
so if it's a 10-second entry, it's marked up 10-second entry. It's a 5 second, be marked up 5 second.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, it just saves a wee bit of time
yeah,
rather than just having something marked up and I don't know what time frame it's on.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's, yeah, well, that is originally why I created all the color boxes, because I could look at a chart and then because like a 15 minute everything was orange, 4 hour was red. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, well,
I could open a
just
chart and find out where I was just by that. So
yeah, well, I
just
copied that, you know.
yeah,
It was just yeah. I think we were talking about it so much that it was pointless having two different colors.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just going to take a quick look at your points of interest in the chat now. Taking ages to load. Uh, screens first. Can you guys still hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah,
Yes, fine. My screen had frozen. That's all. Yeah. I'll let everyone check them out in the chat anyway, mate. Because
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I'm not going to actually flick through them all that and have a look on 10 seconds. It'll take me ages. Um, but yeah, yeah, I like that, mate. To be fair, I think you're on the right direction, to be honest. But time will only tell, mate. So,
Yeah.
and I much fear this that all the uh like POIs. So your red box, or this will be your orange box up here somewhere. I like that they're a bit spaced out. That Bitcoin one was a little bit. I couldn't make. I had a quick look and I thought I can't make sense of that one, so that's all too tight for me. So
Yeah, I don't know. I throw up like it wasn't great. I was done off the phone. Um, I'll throw up just a 4 hour picture of it. It kind of makes sense to me. And I have seen them played out. Uh, right, I'll throw it up now. Um, so the 4 hour is the 4 hour. It broke the structure to the upside, took out the trend line. Where's the trend line? There's a trend line in there. Um, so the 4 hour would have been. I'll pull up this chart. Bottom of the 4 hour is made on Thursday, the 25th of April at 9 o'clock.
yeah, yeah, that's right. It's there.
And the 4 hour breaker structure, if you pull it back till Sunday, the 2nd of March, 2nd of March.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh, you're way back at the high.
Oh yeah, sorry, man. I was looking at where the hell's there? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the 4 hour structure break.
Bloody hate this thing. Does anyone else's do that, by the way? Mine's just all of a sudden started
Duplicating.
duplicating. Yeah,
No.
I used to be able to draw a line, and then the line icon would go off, and I'd have to click on it again if I wanted another line. It just stays on and continues until it doesn't no more. Yeah, yeah, I can see it now, mate. So
So that's a 4 hour break. Then
yeah,
you've got the 15 minute.
That's
on the bottom of the 15 minute, Monday, the 28th of April at 1 o'clock.
yeah,
And it doesn't break structure until the 15 minute until Thursday, the 1st of May at 9 o'clock. So that's the 15 minute.
yeah, yeah,
Now it is all very, very tight.
yeah. Um, just at a glance, I guess. Yeah, I can see it, mate. Again, I think you're about on the money. So obviously that's then broken to the upside there as your 1 minute. So I need to start focusing on this a bit more again. I think we spoke about this recently, didn't we?
Yeah, I know. I'm the kind of same. In fairness, though, I do mark them all up, and I do have an eye on them, but things just get in the way,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
and then I've got the touch into
Bitcoin is
the
wild as well, though, to be fair.
yeah, and I haven't really caught anything decent on Bitcoin. And then like
No,
I do try to avoid trading it. I just it's just I'm too kind of involved in it.
yeah,
So then I've got to touch into the 15 minute on Tuesday the 6th
yeah,
at
that one
one
there. Yeah.
o'clock.
So 1 o'clock.
And it doesn't break structure until the same night, 10 o'clock, that big push up.
Yeah, yeah. So I was just having a quick look at entries, mate. I've marked that
Oh
little.
yeah, I think my entry, the only entry I could see that was of any interest was, I'll just open another screenshot. Um, I think just a true 1 minute entry. Um, there's nothing else on the lower time frame. It doesn't look great in the lower time frames, to be honest with you,
Yeah,
but
well,
uh,
the I've got the low of the candle on Tuesday the 6th, mate, at 3:05
3 o'clock,
past, if you're 5 past 3. Yeah, yeah. There's a
five
lovely.
past three.
Yeah, I'm on the 5 minute though, so
All right, so here, I'm assuming it's the same one. I'll throw it up in the chat.
it's gonna be damn close, mate. I imagine it's a lovely push down and then push up, mate. This big candle here, if you can see my screen.
Yeah, that's it. The same one as me.
Yeah, yeah. That's about the best thing I see at a quick glance, mate. So be a little bit wary of this down here, I guess, but not it's definitely not as nice as the one above. But a little bit of a nice there.
But it's been that long since the the point of interest has been made. Like it's been what,
Yeah,
a month?
yeah.
More than a month. I don't think I would take it straight off the bat.
No,
I would need
it
to
is
do
always
something.
insane. I don't know why, because rules are rules, and I genuinely believe that if the imbalance in the or the POI or whatever is the right one, it's the right one. Do you know? But yeah, I completely understand because sentiment could have changed by then. Do you know? I suppose that's
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but yeah, I completely get that, mate. I think, and I do think because don't know why, but I do believe Bitcoin will go bigger. I don't know, but I've got no like skin in the game. I don't, so it makes no odds. But I think it's because I want it to for everyone else, I guess. But
Yeah, yeah. Look, like higher time frame, it's still bullish. Like,
yeah, 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 yeah. To be honest, I don't ever think we've not been. Maybe this section of price action here, but yeah, I mean, it all depends if you count this as a low or not. You know,
yeah. Well, I don't. What's that? 50K, is it?
60. Yeah, 49 it reached, I think. 48,
Yeah,
49.
yeah.
Um, yeah, so I was having a conversation with someone the other day. I'll not mention him, he's not relevant, but I was on about how gold was a little, this is a little bit off the 50, 415 strategy, but I was just saying how gold is bullish, and they'd said like in exclamation marks, like, what do you mean it's bullish? It's bearish. Um, So obviously, we're very structure based, as in market structure, like not my education, but obviously, I showed him this drawing and
Yeah, yeah.
this pullback. I drew this Monday, and I'm sure I posted it in the FVG chat.
You
Um,
did, yeah.
so yeah, obviously, early hours Monday morning, I was expecting a pullback. So up until Wednesday, Thursday, or whatever it was, yeah, Thursday, Friday, I was starting to look for sales because we was over the 50% pullback sort of thing, blah blah blah. But obviously the point I was trying to make is obviously they were saying that we was bearish just because we're doing this. To me, so what I basically told him was that there's a huge difference between we're bearish and just a pullback. Now, obviously, both are doing the same thing, so both pullback and
I'm going
bearish.
trending down, yeah.
Yeah, so as far as I was saying, like we are definitely bullish. So once you learn structure and you become really well with seeing structure, the the huge difference is so if we was bearish, I'd be
Looking for
I,
sales high up.
yeah looking for sales high up, and then but because we're on a pullback, like once we start getting to this bottom, say 50%,
Yeah.
they always say 25, but that's one icon.
In fairness to gold, gold does look for the very upper 25% most of the time.
Yeah, so we're not quite in the last 25% of that leg yet, but like anything over 50 technically is right. It's just you're more likely to catch a banger from the bottom 25%, and you're less likely to lose once it's deeper into that because the lower it comes, the less imbalances it's going to come for and reverse from. Um, so yeah, the point I was trying to make is that knowing that yeah, we are still bullish because they was trying to sell gold on Friday, I think it was, and obviously as you can see, like Friday's just from when we was all roughly getting up from bed or whatever, we pretty much tip possibly turned around. Obviously, it might still come a touch lower. I've got an imbalance down here that I thought it was going to come to originally, but me knowing that we was bullish overall, still 15-minute bullish, um, but in a pullback phase rather than bearish price action. So I'm anticipating buys from somewhere in this lot. So it's obviously for anyone who's watching, listening, like try and understand that there is a difference between a pullback and bearish, and being bearish, and obviously vice versa, being long and a pullback. Um, yeah, definitely worth noticing. But I'll just talk about this quickly, mate, as well. So because I was looking for obviously sells coming up on gold, um, obviously it's just been trending downwards all week from lower lows, lower highs, and obviously Friday gave the first sort of semi-convincing change to the upside that I've seen all week. So And then it was just a case of it's once it changed, you obviously find an imbalance in there that you wanted to fill, then stick your entry on that, and then pick a target. So
Yeah, 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 I wasn't convinced on it, and that's
no,
on
I know
me.
yeah, it's I think like even picking the imbalance is super difficult on it. It's gold doesn't print candles very nicely, but this is pretty much the lowest imbalance I can see. So you'll probably know as well, mate. But like, I love seeing these sort of candles. Big long candles. Obviously, there's no imbalance below it. I don't believe. Maybe a tiny bit in there, but I wouldn't say that's big enough anyway. So, but yeah, this lovely big candles. Tiny bit of imbalance left, but I think it looks even better on the 1 second actually. But
Yeah,
the candle, that's a 1 second candle moving. What's that? Nearly $6 is it in a second?
yeah. The reason why I wasn't convinced on it was the stab down on Monday, what am I looking at? Friday, sorry, Friday at half
Yeah.
7 in the morning.
Mhm.
I thought it tagged fresh air. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
there was nothing further back. I was waiting on 333981 to get tagged. Um, I don't know. Just wasn't convinced of what it tagged. I thought it was gonna come on a lower a wee bit.
what, just this tiniest bit?
Yeah, yeah, the tiniest
Yeah.
bit. Yeah,
What, mate?
I think it was in the 1 second. And I don't know why. Looking at it now, it's semi-mitigated anyway. I think we're probably on different feeds, but
Yeah, are
uh,
you 1 1 9?
yeah, we're on different feeds. Like that's only half mitigated for me. That's
What, this one here?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's always going to be a thing with feeds in it. They're all going to be slightly different, but I mean, that looks terrible on the 1 second. 1 second, so. But I mean, I suppose,
it was a hell of a move.
yeah, yeah. I mean, but what I mean, I suppose whether it quite reaches the imbalance that you had marked or what, it's obviously a major part is that it has then broken something to the upside, and
This is it
it's
too. Like yeah,
yeah,
and and that's the other thing. I had kind of thought that it only kind of broken internal structure.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
The I had the the low that was put in on the 19th of June at half 7 in the morning.
yeah,
Um, that low
yeah,
as a major low. So that
yeah,
high
yeah, yeah.
would have been what I was looking to be broke.
Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
completely understand that, mate. That
you
that
know,
might
I, you
still
know,
happen this week, to be fair. So obviously, yeah, it depends on. I think if that would have come down a touch lower into that imbalance that you've got half filled, and then it did this, you'd probably be happy to take that all day long.
oh yeah, no, I absolutely, yeah, I would have jumped straight
So
in, yeah.
yeah, it's yeah, but I do see
Like,
that is the actual
yeah, if
part.
it does break that high, I am in for buys then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's weird, isn't it? Because sometimes. I think about it regularly because I often get questions about like where's the change of character and things like that, and sometimes you would say it's like that's the low, that's the high that puts in this new low. So, like I think what was sort of again, it comes down to if you're very strict with your um, confirmations or a little bit
No,
lax.
no, I'm not. No, I'm not.
But my thinking was so high, low, high, possible low because it's taken that low and then it's pulled back. So this is a possible high, which is why I actually marked this one. So yeah,
Did you
it's
take it?
no. I was watching it, but I was on a roof all week. So I glanced at the. I had an alert set on it. I had my alert go off, but because I was on a roof, I stopped watching it. But yeah, but I did have that marked as my change of character for that reason. So like I say, low, high, lower, low, possibly. Although it's not major convincing, but yeah, it was.
Yeah, you know what? I do like gold. Fuck.
To be honest, mate, I've always not
I like the way
really
it
paid
moves.
attention to it properly, but it does give a lot of setups. I can't deny it, and I need to start like paying more attention to it, and I probably will. But then I think like I've got 35 other pairs to look at as well. But
Yeah, I was.
I
You know,
think I'm going to drop some and
I've pretty much dropped the New Zealand dollar. It's just too slow for me. Um,
yeah, it has
yeah,
been.
and
It
that's
definitely has been recently, mate. It's been because I've been watching New Zealand CAD now. It's a very slow moving pair, but
it's not even that. The spreads are shocking on it. It's yeah, spreads are just shocking on it. Shocking for the way I want to trade. You know.
yeah. Do you think like I know it is a slow mover because I've had setups on it before where I'll see if I can find some, but stuff that trades that you normally take, so like the 415 one or even a different strategy or whatever it's if I would normally be at TP in like 2 days on any other pair, like the New Zealand dollars is you're looking at like possibly 6 days.
I have no hassle holding on to trades overnight for a week, for 2 weeks if needs be.
Yeah,
It's nothing to me. The problem is the overnight spread.
yeah.
If
So you
I'm
got
not far enough, I've seen jumps of 100 pips with broker spreads at
yeah,
10 o'clock that have taken me out that I have thought I have been far enough away from my entry point.
yeah,
Um and I've been taken out. I've been taken out by a good bit.
yeah.
Um and it just yeah, there just has to be wild spreads on it at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I still mark them up and I
Yeah.
still I
Yeah.
still have them on my list, and if something is happening on them, yeah, I am going to take them, but I don't really pay too much
Yeah.
attention to them.
Yeah.
Um, I did have a couple of other ones that I thought were kind of close. Um, EC, thought
CAD
that
or
was
CHF.
CAD, sorry.
CAD.
In fairness, it's actually not that close. It's only playing back into the 15 minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the four. I'm gonna know. Yeah, that would have been the 15 minutes you're on. I think now 4 hours.
So buys or sells, mate. I'm
Sells, sells.
sells.
Yeah, so I have 4 hour being made the 19th of March 2020. one further back. Yeah, that's it. That's it now. Yeah, 19th of March.
Yeah, it's going to be that one, isn't it? Uh, oh, so that's your 4 hour. That's your 15, is it?
So
This is your
my 4 hour is the 19th of March 2020. Yeah, I think yeah, it's that one there, yeah.
so, so is the one
That's
next
yeah,
to it your
that
15 then?
no, that didn't break structure. No.
Ah, oh, four. So your brake structure's down here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm with you, mate. I'm so out of practice with it. Yeah, brake there. I've even got it drawn out.
Yeah, that's you. And then it's not great 15-minute break structure, but I have the break structure Tuesday the 15th
Yeah,
of April.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And
that's
then it
it.
happens on the
Yeah,
22nd. Yeah.
that's it, yeah.
Like I say, I've got that drawn out already. So that structure. So fully agree that the 15 minutes broke, mate. Um, have you got it coming back to your 15-minute zone already, or
Yeah, I have it, yeah. Well, it hasn't gone back in. It's just the same place as you. It's
yeah? Ah, right,
just
yeah, yeah,
below.
yeah. One of the other things I used to, when I first started doing it, and obviously I just literally I would only mark it on say the 15, but then I started to drop through lower time frames like the 1 minute or sub 1 minute to find because this doesn't look like imbalance to me now. So this is what I started doing, but then it takes longer to mark up as well. Just gonna read this message quick. Okay, sure,
Remote, yeah, no. Let me see. No. I tend to say when I'm starting to look, I start looking at these unmitigated 1 minute imbalances.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know why I'm drawn to them so much.
Well, if you, I mean, if they work for you, mate, they work for you. Do you know? Such a big push. Oh God. So when you say 1 minute unmitigated,
Like the first I see is or the highest one I see is Tuesday the 22nd of April at 12:54. Or yeah, just PM.
so was it Tuesday the 22nd? Sorry,
Yeah, Tuesday the 22nd at 5 to 1 in the day.
this one here.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the only thing I can kind of see is again back down on the 1 second. There's this big push up and
Yeah.
then a big drop down.
What from this one here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's where I start looking. I start seeing
yeah,
what's
yeah,
unmitigated on the
yeah,
1 minute. And then see is there anything above it, see is there anything in it.
yeah,
If not, I'll move on from there.
yeah. So there's obviously what, yeah, what I used to do is like I say, I used to bar replay about where I am now, obviously, because I've marked it on the 15 and then go bar replay a bit after. Just check all this sort of stuff before as well. Because, like I say, stuff would be just short because it wouldn't be an actual imbalance higher sort of thing. Because we know obviously price can prat around big time and not break for ages and things, So the movement come from lower. Obviously, I don't think that should. I don't think that's the case. You worry here, but obviously that's that imbalance and marked touch lower. Um, yeah, I think you'll be about right with that, mate. I like that. I like the push that comes from it as well. Good push away from it. Checking the 1 second's bloody nuts in it.
Yeah, no, like the you do have to find something that looks good.
Yeah, yeah,
And if you have the time frames, absolutely find something that look good, mark it up.
yeah,
Um, the the other thing that kind of draws my eye to kind of points of interest, not particularly with this system, but anything, is peculiar looking
yeah,
candles that
yeah,
have just are sitting out in their own. There's no, let's say if it's a green candle, there's no red candle next to it. It's just sticking up.
yeah,
Um, God, I don't know how many times I've seen stuff just tagging it, and
yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah,
I
like
think
this stands out to like
my 1 second looks better than yours.
yeah, we'll be feed diff yours forex.com aren't you? But
Yeah,
even still, mate, I know like this stands out to me. So you got a big push up, a big push down, and I like this. Like two or
order
three
blocking it.
candles, two or three candles of just bodies.
Why do
Because
you like that?
don't know.
Looks good.
Yeah, it's again, it's just one of them things that if obviously because my feed's terrible on this on the 1 second. So if I was looking for an entry straight off this now, so like if this is the area that sort of like led to a 1 minute break, so it was another phase along. And if I couldn't find another entry, and this was like the best looking area I had, like my entry would be based off of this little cluster here. I'd obviously include the high in the entry as well, just to be a bit on the safe. But yeah, I often see that these little clusters behind are often what get tagged into as well. But like I say, they've got to be full bodies. Yeah, I don't have any data to back it up or anything. It's just so when I obviously when if I miss something, lose something, or I just pick the wrong entry zone, it's when you just go looking to see if you've
What
missed
happened?
something or any yeah,
Yeah.
and they often line up with like these little clusters of candles. I mean, because you don't obviously there's three there. It's not a common price action either. Do you know?
No.
So we've had a little cluster here, and then we get a huge spike down, spike up sort of thing. So they tend to appear around decent areas as such, I guess.
Now it's that is the high that takes out this trend line. I'll show you. Um, I'll just throw out the screenshot. That's it there.
Yeah, yeah, nice. Matt's right
But
with
we'll
you.
see.
Then bloody yeah. micro trend lines, mate.
That's not micro. It's 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's a difficult spot though, is what it is. But yeah, I mean, them sort of trend lines are dead common anyway at these sort of areas.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's yeah, I think that's it's just normal. Like I always expect to see a trend line, a sweep, or continue it, a reversal sweep, or a continuation trend line sweep sort of thing. So yeah,
But sure hasn't played in yet, so
no,
um,
no, no.
it may
It's,
or may not. Um, maybe you've time for one more, have you?
yeah,
Uh,
absolutely, yeah, yeah. I'm in no rush.
let's just have a look.
Anything that puts me off with that one, mate, is obviously
I
we've
don't
got
like
a
the
couple.
shape of it. I
Yeah,
just don't like the shape of it.
yeah. I think if obviously I've got a couple of structures drawn to mind, so my red line and orange line do think we possibly will get high, but that's not to say that we won't mitigate and get a decent.
Yeah, this is it
We,
too.
we
Like, you know,
might still get might
I
still get
wouldn't
a
be
couple
holding it.
hundred pips. One of them in it.
Anything close here? No. Yeah. Actually, and I use um, uh, nothing terribly close.
Sorry,
You could
did you have the
probably,
buy on that one marked as well, George?
yeah. Let's see. Have a look here. Yeah, the bite. Yeah, I it didn't come near my point of interest. Uh,
Oh,
uh, I had these two as my point of interest. They were well done. Uh, and I had equal lows as well, just above them, and yeah, and it didn't go near them. Do you know what? They were nearly at the very bottom.
yeah,
I'll throw them up here. But yeah, yeah, I wouldn't have picked out the point of interest. I did go back over it. I wouldn't have picked it out.
yeah. I haven't looked at this, but I can see this played out recently. Not well, next week, isn't it? Yeah, see that playing 2 weeks ago. Like I say I've got all my structures and that marked out, but so obviously 4 hour there, tapped it, 15-minute
Alright.
break, come back. I'd have to check the zones like, but a beautiful buy.
Yeah, it's a hard point of interest.
Yeah, yeah. I think in reality I would have been there.
I wouldn't have picked out anything there. No, no, no.
Yeah, it'd have been just shy, I think. But this is why I was. Do you know? I was saying earlier that I was bar replaying after the zone and checking some 1 minute imbalances. So obviously, down the 15 looks like imbalances, maybe a smidge there, but not convincing. And then I've got into the habit of, like I say, checking and this 1 minute imbalance here looks far better than what it was here. So then I'd have caught that.
Do you know what? Looking at it now,
So it
yeah,
could be,
no, actually, no, yeah, if I'd seen it, I'm only seeing it now. It does look,
and then
it
obviously
looks like a good area.
taps back in, breaks above 1 minute there, I'm guessing. So that's the 1 minute high probably. Breaks it there, comes back and mitigates something. This is the lowest point. So yeah, I reckon that was a beauty of a 450.
It would have missed me. I
Yeah,
wouldn't have. I
nah,
like, yeah, it's a lovely area. I would have had the entry right down there. Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
like,
I
it
missed.
wouldn't. I wouldn't have got it.
No, no, I think that's the low.
Breaker block?
Well,
Not even. No.
fine. Do you know, you obviously you said you do the 1 minute unmitigated.
Yeah,
I started at just, I tend to start on the 5 minute now. Just, I don't care if it's like half mitigated or anything like, just, a decent push away from the 5 minute. So I would
and
have,
what looking at the wicks of the five.
yeah, I generally, so when I come on now, if I come onto a blank screen and, so like if we was at the point where that break structure up there or whatever, I'd come on and I'd be going, right, there's no major 5 minute imbalances on this, but I'd be dead tempted with marking, say that candle there, because there's a tiny bit of imbalance left. It's a big candle push away. Obviously,
Yeah,
I'd probably start a touch higher than that. I'd be marking something like that as well as a place to start. And then obviously I'd alter them as the with the time frames or whatever. But yeah,
yeah, I would have been.
I tend to start on the 5 minute. So I reckon it has a breaker block entry, mate, because I reckon it's tapped into this, whatever that is, rather than the imbalance being filled there. Obviously, black lines, the low retracement low. But again, we've got these like just cluster of full body candles going on. It's, I mean, I'm terrible with breaker block type stuff anyway. I've got no,
I'm not great myself.
no, I don't, other than say on like a higher time frame, because like if you're on say like the 5 minute, maybe even one, but 5 minute, 10, 15 minute or whatever, it's easy to see because you've got loads of time for it to, and only a few candles that it might come back and tap into, I guess. Whereas
I
when
think
we,
if there's I think if there's a big imbalance, you know, like that 5 second candle is quite not yet that there one there.
yeah,
It's a lot of buying pressure to kind of work your way down into.
yeah,
Um, but it's anybody's guess. And like, I I think the worst thing is, I want these kind of micro entries.
yeah,
If I had if I got, if I covered everything, you know, I
yeah,
have no doubt I'd be way more successful.
yeah. That's a couple of cluster full bodies, mate, on the 1 second. And, yeah, that's probably what it's actually tapped into. But I don't know what it means. So
But it's the only distinguishable order block there.
yeah, yeah.
Go and measure that up, Lee, will you? And see from the top of your green to the bottom. Not, yeah, right down to the bottom. cover the low. How
We hit
3.2 is it?
3.2, yeah.
Most
Yeah.
people would be fucking happy with that.
Yeah. I mean, I, I mean, I've seen some of the stuff you have, mate, and I'm like, how the fuck has he done that? But yeah, I'm happy with three still these days. I like to try and get it a
Yeah.
touch tighter, but yeah,
Well, it's all spreads too. Like, if it's
yeah,
nice tight spreads, I'm kind of happy to go with something. And that's really what you kind of see. If you see something that it shouldn't have any business going lower or higher.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um, you know, they're easy enough to take because, either you're right or you're wrong.
yeah, 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 absolutely. Yeah. Did you want to check any more, mate? Or
No, no, I think everybody's kind of heard enough of me talking. Anyway, there's not enough. Yeah, the rest of them, they're close, but they're not playing out. I'll be keeping an eye on Bitcoin, be keeping an eye on what was the other ones we were looking at? GCAD,
we looked at
Geod,
GA.
Geod, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm kind of looking at that, and then I was doing the usual and looking at gold.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
I'll
Well,
keep
I
you
mean,
busy for the
I'm
week.
away. I'm away with Sean and Tom and Connor this
Oh,
week,
deadly.
mate. So yeah, we're doing the installer show thing. So um,
What days are they?
it's uh Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I'll be I'll be doing a lot of the obviously talking to like passers-by or whatever. But I'm gonna make sure I get like some decent chat time in throughout the day as well. So if I see anything, I'll let you know. Mate. I'll post it or give a message or whatever.
Sean warned you not to scare anybody off.
Not yet. No, no.
Yeah.
I'll probably get a pep talk like Tuesday morning maybe off him.
Yeah, if I can, don't worry, you'll get a few sign-ups to the Telegram for your seconds bundle.
Yeah,
Make a few quid
yeah.
that way.
I
All
need to get
right.
a referral link sorted, don't I?
Yeah, yeah. But good stuff. That was good. We'll do it again.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, to be honest,
yeah,
mate, like if you wanted, because like I say, you're more up to scratch with this than me at the minute. I would say anyway. Like I say, because I'm not doing it anymore really as such. So I mean, if you ever
well, to
actually
be
wanted to do
honest,
it, if you actually wanted to do a live session, mate, and I'll record it and jump in with any questions, or I'd be more than happy for you to take a session, mate.
I'm not I'll be honest with you, Lee, I'm not a public speaker in any kind of shape or form. Um, yeah, do you know what? Let me have a think about it.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, and about like, and it's more, yeah, it's more just a confidence thing.
yeah,
It's something I'm very not used to at all. I'm kind of
yeah,
more one to one. Don't mind shooting the breeze and kind of. But I would say to anybody else who's listening, like this strategy works. If you want kind of real big moves, you just look at structure. Yeah,
yeah,
mark up your
yeah,
trend lines. Yeah, and I don't know what it is about this, and I've looked at it for a long time now. There's just something about it that I think it happens an awful lot more than I kind of give it credit for. I think there's just more to it. It mightn't be the same kind of 4-15-1, but that whole kind of theory behind it, I think it just happens an awful lot more.
yeah, 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 yeah. I'd agree,
But yeah,
mate. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I fully agree, mate. It just yeah, it's hard to put like words into it to describe it, but
it's clean. It's
yeah,
just real.
it just works and it works really well. It's just the hardest part is obviously you've got to know structure and obviously your imbalance trend line liquidity or whatever, but patience is the actual hardest part of it because that can take a while to play out, which is obviously why I started looking at like say 30 odd pairs because then I had 30
You know,
times the
you'd,
amount.
you'd have a chance every couple of weeks or something with
Yeah.
it.
Well, I think there's from previous data and things, mate, there was always possible 2 setups a week over all of the pairs. The one always guaranteed to be like the banger moves, but you could pretty much guarantee there was two major moves like over a month or something, and just catching one of them would be more than enough profit for anybody.
Oh no. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah, major, and, and like I mean, for me, obviously, I don't risk loads. So
No, neither do I. Quarter of
like
a
you,
percent, half a
yeah,
percent maybe.
you can catch like because this is obviously what we looked at earlier. If this is obviously a move playing out soon, and this does then play out a new higher, takes that liquidity or whatever. If that's say, even if that you can get a catch a quarter percent, but catch 400 odd say pips or whatever. I mean that's a big move. Don't be wrong, but if even on a funded account, I'm not sure whether they'd pay out or what, but if you can only risk quarter percent, but you can claim 10, 20, 30% back, like that's you've got so many chances on a prop firm or whatever to not blow your account but stay
Yeah.
live. You know,
And that's the name of the game, you know. I
well,
can
this is why I was so comfortable with it, mate, because I knew I was never going to take 20, 30, or 40 losses. It just wasn't going to happen. And as long as you can keep your head, like you was always going to be eventually up. So and I think that also played a major part into my psychology of trading, is because I knew I was risking small, gaining big. Like that's ideal. That's the perfect scenario. You know, just you
oh
just got
yeah,
to
very
do it.
much.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll leave it on that, mate, because I'll just
Lovely.
start babbling on about crap as well. So, cheers for jumping
Enjoy
on, mate.
next week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cheers,
take it easy.
cheers, mate. I'll catch you in a bit.
All right, cheers. Bye bye.